2019. This is SITREP 18. That little bit of intro music you heard was me playing lead guitar um, over a dubstep recording that I found online from Shady Dave. So that's the first time that I was learning how to play lead guitar. I'm still learning, but that was the first time I ever messed around with my wah-wah pedal, and I'm kind of proud of that recording. So that's what that was, just so you know. So symptoms, omissions, corrections. One thing I said during SITREP 17 was that some strains of cancer are not treatable, and I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's not true. I mean, even people that have terminal strains of cancer or terminal stages of cancer, it is treatable, but it's probably obviously it's putting off the inevitable, right? So I guess all cancers are treatable, no matter what strain it is. So I don't know why I said that, but symptoms, omissions, additions, and updates. The biggest thing I have to talk to you guys right now is my sense of taste. This has been. I had a feeling it was going to happen. I've talked about it in other videos, but it happened. So the day after Thanksgiving, or let me back up. Thanksgiving Day, we had ordered Honey Baked Ham Company, so the ladies didn't have to cook. This is the second year we've done this with our neighbors. And so this year, I mean, last year it was pretty good, but it wasn't super great. Like I wasn't totally sold on it. But it was much easier for everybody, right? So this year we did the same thing, and the flavors were kind of off to me, and I didn't put two and two together right away. And I was kind of like, yeah, you know what? I told my neighbor, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore because the flavors just aren't there. Well, I didn't realize that I was starting to lose my sense of taste. So shortly after that, I figured that out. But so I right after that, I could taste bitter and sweet. So sweet's on the tip of your tongue, and bitter's in the very back part of your tongue. The other flavors are kind of on the edges. I couldn't really taste those a whole lot, and everything started to taste metallic. The cisplatin that I'm on, the platinum part of cisplatin is platinum. So there's actually platinum in the cisplatin, the chemotherapy that I received, and that's why everything tastes like metal apparently. So, but even cereals tasted like metal back then, except for maybe like the sweet marshmallowy bits and like Lucky Charms. Those I could still taste, but the cereal just tasted like mush, like metallic mush. Is what it tasted like. And then so that was Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and then Sunday, this past Sunday, everything tasted terrible. I mean, it was difficult to avoid just not going right to my feeding tube because it's just so disappointing. Like, yeah, maybe I'll try this. I'll try a fillet of fish. I'll try, this, and then you take a bite of it, and it's just like, oh my God, like, and they have one of the things that they warned me about is, once you kind of get to the stage, you got to be careful not to try too many things that you really, really like, because then you'll get a taste aversion to it. You remember later on how it tastes now instead of how it always used to taste to you, and you won't want to eat it. So, but I finally learned that lesson. I was keep maintaining my hydration with 100% juices, and even those are starting to taste funny now. I mean, they're probably the best things that I can taste, but even those are, I can't take big gulps of it. I have to take little kind of sips of it and stuff. It really kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Because I have to maintain my hydration level, even though it tastes nasty. And then, so this past Thursday, so today is Saturday, a couple days ago, I started exclusively using my feed bag. It's got to the point where it's not even worth trying to put anything in my mouth and chew it, because I know, and it's kind of weird, like I can kind of chew stuff up with my front teeth, and I can quasi taste it, but then as soon as it gets past my eye teeth and into the swallowing stages in my mouth, it tastes like mushy metal. It's so disgusting. I mean, I can't even explain it, but it's not even worth doing it. I mean, even toothpaste. So this is weird, right? I don't taste toothpaste, I experience it. I feel it, right? So I can't taste the peppermint, but I can feel the burn of the peppermint. How weird is that, right? That's totally freaking me out. And I have to brush my teeth a minimum of twice a day, which I do religiously. So yeah, it sucks. So that's that for taste. Nausea, for some reason my nausea is way up. And I just finished up my 3rd week of treatment, right? So it got to the point where I was running out of my last prescription, and when I told them that, I told the VA that, they're like, well, maybe we'll just, since your nausea is up, we'll just give you a different prescription. It's a little stronger. And they did that, and it started yesterday afternoon. I wasn't really sold on it. I was still getting waves of nausea, but now it seems like that medicine's kind of kicking in, and it's working a lot better, so I'm kind of happy with that. I noticed the eyesight change as well. I noticed first in distance, I don't wear glasses for distance, I wear it for reading, so I'm farsighted, right? So, but I started noticing stuff that I could normally see farther away. Is getting a little hazy now, and a little bit, hey buddy, is getting a little bit blurry. And now I'm noticing too, even with my reading glasses on, font that I used to be able to read easily with my glasses, I can't read so easily anymore either. So now there's a change both in distance and in near in, which is really, they said that could happen. I was hoping it wouldn't, but it looks like it is. Pain wise, my pain was elevated the day after Thanksgiving quite a bit. I had constant pain on the right rear of my tongue. I must have had some kind of, whatever. Again, things happen within your mouth when you start going through chemo radiation that you just can't control. Apparently that was a temporary thing, but I was getting a lot of pain in the right side of my throat and my ear again, right behind and below my right ear. I can feel it if I push in, but normally now I can't. That spiked to the point where I was so close to starting to take my pain pills during the day. And again, I only take them to go to sleep at night. My pain is usually elevated at night. I take the pain pills, it helps knock me out. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but yeah, I almost started taking my pain pills during the day. And those are 10 milligram oxycodone. But I didn't. I held it off because I don't like taking pills. I especially don't like taking pain pills just because of the way they make you feel, like groggy and stuff. I don't like that. And I don't like taking pills anyway, but it's just man-made crap. But you need it when you need it, right? So anyway, that spiked where I almost took the pain pills. And then Monday afternoon going into Tuesday, I had no pain at all. And that was in my ear, and I had very little pain when I was swallowing. And now I'm good too. So the pain levels kind of go up and down. I don't know what's driving that, but yeah, that's weird. And also the phlegm in my throat. Oh my God, it's getting to like almost gummy bear stage. I mean, it's literally it's thick, not gummy bear, but halfway between like normal spit and gummy bear. And it just builds up right in my throat. I should say way on the back of my tongue, so I can almost like use my front teeth and kind of like cut it off in the morning and spit it out in the toilet. But it's so gross. It just like builds up when I'm sleeping, I guess. It's disgusting. Fatigue wise, my fatigue level is way up. I've been taking way more naps than normal. And I've been timing them. It's usually 20 minutes to a half hour is my shorter ones, and the long ones are only about an hour. And I just wake right up. I just had this Whoopee wife bought for me, this really soft blanket. I just lay on top of the bed, kick my shoes off, snuggle up in my Whoopee. The nice thing about this Whoopee is whenever your skin contacts it, it warms up instantly. So there's not like you're cold at all. So I can literally lay down in the bed, put my CPAP mask on, throw the Whoopee over me, and I'm out like within a minute or two. Like it's awesome. It works really well. I forgot to mention a couple of weeks ago that they put me on reflux meds. Apparently that's just part of the stage of the radiation that I'm going into. It starts to burn your esophagus and your throat, and that opens you up to acid creeping up into your esophagus. So, and I'm having some weird things. There's that flap in the back of your throat that closes to keep spit from running down your throat. Well, apparently that's a little bit weak right now, and every once in a while I catch myself where spit is creeping down my throat, and I have to like try and cough it out of my windpipe. You know, when you swallow spit the wrong way, that's happening to me more and more, and it's really strange when it happens. kind of like happens like out of nowhere. It's really weird. So I found out too. So I told you guys about the bell that you ring out. That was at the radiation oncology unit. Well, that's where I get my radiation. And upstairs in hematology oncology, which is in the infusion lab where I get my chemotherapy, they have a ring out bell too. And I never really thought about it. I noticed that this one's mounted to the wall there. But yeah, so some people they're going through lengthy treatments. Apparently, they have these bells in all these kind of treatment clinics, just to give people a little boost when they're done with this treatments. Because some of these treatments, I mean, mine's 35 long. Even though my chemo is only 7, still it's you know, you're sitting there for 4 hours every Monday, 4 to 5 hours every Monday. It's kind of nice to have a little incentive. Looking forward to ringing that bell. I got to tell you at this point. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, and crazy legs. Oh my God, this kind of ties into, I think, having a little bit of difficulty falling asleep at night too. They have me on these freaking steroid pills that they give me every Monday when I go to chemo. They give me 3 of these blue pills, and the steroids. And man, my legs are bouncing all the time. Like, you know when you have that nervous thing and you just like sit there and bounce your, my legs do that all the time, and I feel like I have like restless leg syndrome, I think is what they call it, where you always feel like you have to move your legs. Like it's this nervous energy that's built up in my legs, and it's just, it drives me crazy. I kind of hinted to them, hey, maybe we got to stop or cut back on these steroids, and they kind of said, no, you kind of can't, because it's part and parcel of the chemo. So that is kind of driving the whole reason, I think, why I'm taking the pain pills at night to go to sleep, because these things just make me feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. Like I was pacing around the house. I was going for all these walks and stuff, and excuse me. So I think that's why, is because of these daggone steroids. So anyway, so upcoming appointments and events. The only thing I got there, guys, and it's kind of a milestone, is next Wednesday. It marks the exact midway point of my treatment. So it's the what, 17th or 18th? No, the 18th. It'll be the 18th treatment. So 17 on one side, 17 on the other, and that's the middle treatment. So that's hump day. So I can't wait for that, and I can't believe it. It actually seems like it kind of came up pretty quick. I mean, time is, I'll tell you, when I'm under the mask, time is dragging, right? I'm only under the mask for like 2.5 to 3 minutes, but it feels like an eternity, because I'm just paranoid I'm going to have a sneeze attack, or I'm going to want to vomit. And I mean, by the way, just so you know, so there's a big blast door, this thick door, this electronic door. I'm in this big room with this machine, and you have to go out and around the corner, and then there's this big blast door, and then there's another room exactly like it across the hall, and in the center of the hall is where the team is that's monitoring me while I'm in the machine, right? So if something happens to me, they told me raise my hand and just say help, and don't wait until I'm vomiting. Actually tell them like ahead of time, don't wait for your mouth to get full of stuff. But they have to electronically open that freaking door and rush into the room and then unbolt you. So it's not like a 5-second thing. You're going to be stuck on that damn table for like 15 to 20 seconds after you yell for help. So that gives me so much angst. I mean, I can't explain to you. Just bad enough being bolted down, your head and your neck and your shoulders bolted down to the table. But the knowledge that help is 15 to 20 seconds away does not help the situation, right? Anyway, so that's it. I'm gonna leave you with that one tune that I started the intro with. I'll play it all the way through here. Outro, if you want to hear it, you can listen. If not, cool. So hey, that's all I got, guys. Sorry it took so long to give you an update, but it's kind of getting mundane. I don't want to bore anybody, but I want to pass on information to anybody out there that sees this, that is going through what I'm going through, and they want a heads up of what they can expect, right? So anyway, hey, stay cool, be good. We'll talk to you soon. All right, bye. Enjoy.